Here in Psalms 83:3, where it says hidden ones, that's Hebrew number 6845, that hide. And you understand the land of the north and the hidden ones in Ame, America, Amen, the hidden, right? Powers, black magic. Psalms 83, where it says hidden, it says to hide, covering, implication, hoard, or reserve, the lurk. Understand during the time of the Dark Ages, after the fall of the Romans, right? That millennium until Christopher Columbus, 1492, who the hidden ones were. It should no more be said, the Lord liveth, which delivered us from the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel out the land of the north. So we're going to look at this land of the north. This north is Hebrew number 6828. So understand when you look at the hidden ones as talking about in Psalms 83, it says they have consulted against thy hidden ones, that the name of Israel be no more longer in remembrance. The hidden ones, hidden, the land of the north, that is dark, gloomy, right? So understand, man, niggas don't. So Jacob, Israel, the land of Canaan, was separate from Egypt. So this is why Joshua had to cross over to conquer the land of Canaan. So you understand, Akibalan and Amaraka. When we look at the land of the dead, you gotta understand the Western Hemisphere and this crossing of 0 degrees where Ghana, Morocco, in this region. These regions were the regions of darkness, especially when you understand the fall and the equinox of the fall. So you must understand that 1492, when you have the fall of the Moors, a lot of these European nations, they will house, right, their heraldry was a melanated heraldry. Understand these saints and these Holy Roman emperors and Carlos V, Saint Maurice. These Moors were traveling, circumnavigating the earth prior to the European. King James, when he established Jamestown, Virginia, the colony through his corporation, through the Virginia Charter, through England, and they were sending weed and tobacco from the Americas over to England, getting rich off of money, off of corporation. Understand, these was Negroes.
The star system Orion was the star system of Osiris. Remember, the king wants to become one with Osiris, and that's why they built the Pyramid of Menkaure slightly over and not in alignment, because the pyramids were built off the alignment of the star system Orion. So our ancestors, in essence, were building heaven on earth. They were taking the science of the stars and building the pyramids exactly as they saw the heavenly body. The soul becoming one with the great god Osiris in the constellation of Orion, and the star system Ceres was for Isis. Even in the Hermetic text, it speaks of Asar is our father in heaven, and he looked down on his kingdom that he built. In Amos in the Bible, it speaks of seek of him who is of the 7 stars of Orion. Now, let me lay something on you. Our Father, which art in heaven, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Understand Cain, right? And K-Jinn and a genie. So that jinn is dealing with the genie. So when you understand Louisiana, understand Arabia, and understand Cajun, right? When you understand gumbo in Louisiana, and it's known around the world for its spicy cuisine. So understand when you look at Cain, right? Cajun and the genie, right? And Louisiana's history of use of voodoo so we talk about Nimrod and we talk about Cain, right? And the serpent and the mark of Cain and the crown and the scepter, the mound builders. Understand, when you understand the shepherd, right? And judgment, right? Being Christ, right? And the wise men of the east, right? When you look at the mound builders of Louisiana, understand Akkad, right? A fortress, right? A place in Babylon, right? Akkad. So when you look at that location, Akkad. So also understand Nimrod also established a shore and built it in Nineveh. Understand this is Nevada, right? And Cala is California, Caliph. Understand who you are, lost kings. When you look at Angel, you look at An, right? Meaning east. And understand who you are. You're not lost. You're the last king. So understand the vows are interchangeable. Go. To understand Yisrael and the anointing oil and the Hamashiach and Mesha. Look at Yitzra, right? The anoint, right? The oil. Understand Ra'ah, the shepherd. And then look at Yitzra. You can understand Ra'ah being the shepherd. Understand? I gotta stop playing games, man. I'm really kicking this shit to y'all. Understand the football and the kneeling, right? And the mound, the pitcher's mound. Understand Cain, right? And K-Jinn and a genie. So that jinn is dealing with the genie. So when you understand Cajun, right? When you understand gumbo in Louisiana, and it's known around English empowers a lot of the Hebrew language. When you look at the term like sailors, understand Amaraka as the serpent, be wise as serpents, and the wise men, magos, understand the east. And we understand America being the western borders of America and California. When you look at the western hemisphere and it's measured 144 degrees of darkness, and you see this Maya long count conversion. For Batum, 144 days. Understand the measurements, degrees of darkness kept within the bars of light. When you look at the western hemisphere and it's measured 144 degrees of darkness, and you see this Maya long count conversion. For Batum, 144 days. Understand the measurements, degrees of darkness kept within the bars of light. When we look at the dogon in this location, understand the dog, Anubis, the underworld, and the underdog. So when you come into this hemisphere, this location of the west, Amanit, and the she goddess of the west, Cyrus, the star, deities, understand the measure of darkness. When you look at the land of the dead, you gotta understand the western hemisphere and this crossing of 0 degrees where Ghana, Morocco, in this region. These regions were the regions of darkness, especially when you understand the fall and the equinox of the fall. So you must understand this from this prehistoric text. When we look at Narmer or Nimrod or the Scorpion King, you gotta understand the west and the western hemisphere and the crossing from the west over to the east and to India and to these regions of the Asia. When we look at the dogon in this location, understand the dog, Anubis, the underworld, and the underdog. So when you come into this hemisphere, this location of the west, Amanit, and the she goddess of the west, Cyrus, the star, deities, understand the measure of darkness. So when we look at holidays such as Christmas, understand the birth of the sun, the Pacific Ocean, the ring of fire. This is the location of the winter solstice, the Tropic of Capricorn. So as we head from the Tropic of Cancer, the summer solstice to winter solstice. So when you look at this winter solstice and this birth of the sun, Beth Shemesh, and the Shin, the sharp ones, understand what takes place during the Tropic of Capricorn. So it's because of the location of Mexico and these locations that gave it advantage for observation to see into the heavens, to observe the completions, the beginning and ending of days, of agent of days and of time, to tell time here in the West. In degrees I spit. Yeah, I'm talking 360 degrees and shit. Understand the 360 and shit. Understand your square. You know the 4936 shit, bitch. 360 shit. 360 0 and shit. A full revolution, you bitch. Talking circle 7 shit. Knock a head serpent, you bitch. 7-head dragon, you bitch. Yeah, 7 golden candlestick shit. I'm talking about the menorah, the shining one, the Quetzalcoatl, you bitch. High flying and shit. Signing your bitch, timing and shit, chronology, shining and shit, equator your bitch, yeah, equinox and shit, fall and spring, then I had the solstice your bitch, give it a standstill dick in the wall and shit, how I ball and shit, and I don't call and shit, yeah, no Quran, no Korah, she don't get nothing but the... So yeah, so Ted is a Hebrew character, as you see here, to contain. Containment is 360 degrees. So this is how we get the circumference of a circle, the radius, to put something on the radar. To know where something is located, you have to contain it. So these constellations held in 30 degrees, 12 months, 360 degrees, were the lunar calculations of darkness of 144 degrees. So when you see the Mayan month of 144, so the measure of darkness at 144 degrees, when you see how the calculations are the 13 because of the solar time and lunar, this is why you find Chichen Itza aligned with the heavens. When we look at the Shin, the sharp ones, and you look at Shama, the heavens, or the Shamaim, or the dwelling place, this resting place, this house, is when we look at the Pacific Ocean and the setting and the birthplace of the winter solstice. When you look at the Shin, you got the sharp ones, the 3, that's this right here. Shin, the Netta, you see, the Yod, the head. So these things are even significant with the Hebrew and the Paleo. When we look at the Shin, the sharp ones, and you look at Shama, the heavens, or the Shamaim, or the dwelling place, this resting place, this house, is when we look at the Pacific Ocean and the setting and the birthplace of the winter solstice. You look at these items such as the Dagon and the Hebrew, and you see the fish, and then you understand the dogon, understand the demi and half. And when you look at the hemisphere in this location of Ghana and Mali, this is where the prime. So they got the fish, whether it's the dogon, you're looking at the priesthood, and you're looking at this wearing of the hat of the mitri and the fish, this measurement, the circling. Understand Ogun and the axis and the turning of a hemisphere. Previously, before, I broke down how the fish, the Pisces, and these things were in relation to the Scorpio King and the Scorpio coast and the Pacific Ocean and the crossing of the Negus. We understand the crossing of the... We're talking about the crossing of the Negus and the Dega and the Dogon and this universal circling of the world. The Pisces, the Pacific Ocean, this ring of fire, and the Netta, the Medu Netta, and this unification that took place under someone named Nimrod. So one thing we got to understand when we're looking at the crossing and the cross, and when we understand the summer solstice during the time of Tammuz, of June and July, Gemini, and dealing with Cancer, the king's cord and the scepter from summer to the winter solstice. So it was this time, as the time of Gemini and Cancer were ending, that the sun was time chronology was moving past beyond the hemisphere to be lower the horizon. This is why during this time the fall, as the time of Gemini and Cancer had came into an end and we head into the time of Leo, understand the mother with child, the fertility deities of the woman, the Leo, the baby, the scepter. The scepter would never depart from Judah. You have Cancer, the king's cord. So this is why we have the Congo right here in this region of Ghana. We understand the Gain and the twist and the twine of the twilight of where the horizon is and where the time of the summer as the sun goes into the fall. When you look at Ghana, understand this region of 0 degrees where the prime meridian is and being at 0 degrees in the door to the western hemisphere. So this was the land of the darkness, the land of the dead. This door, this crossing of the hemisphere into the land of darkness. When we look at the Cancer and the Congo and Ghana, Mali, and this region of Timbuktu, where we see the division, where the Europeans were binded, restricted. Understand the king's cord, the Cancer, the Ghana, and Gain. You can see from the time of where the Congo is from Cancer, 0 degrees to the time of Leo, the beginning of August, when we understand the scepter, the pole that is between Mexico, that is the scepter, the staff. You can see from the time of where the Congo is from Cancer, 0 degrees to the time of Leo, the beginning of August, when we understand the scepter, the pole that is between Mexico, that is the scepter, the staff. So when you look at Sudupu and the land of the foreign lands, understand the Western Hemisphere and the New World. These are these regions here of the Americas, the Amoracas. So when you look at Orion's belt and the pyramid text and the land of the dead, this is the west side. So when you look at Sudupu and the land of the foreign lands, understand the Western Hemisphere and the New World. These are these regions here of the Americas, the Amoracas. So when you look at Orion's belt and the pyramid text and the land of the dead, this is the west side. When we look at the Shin, the sharp ones, and you look at Shama, the heavens, right here, Shin, the Netta. So that measure of darkness, 144 degrees for the hemisphere, 72 degrees for... When you look at Ghana, understand this region of 0 degrees where the prime meridian is and being at 0 degrees in the door to the western hemisphere. So it was this time, as the time of Gemini and Cancer were ending, that the sun was time chronology was moving. You have Cancer, the king's cord. So this is why we have the Congo right here in this region of Ghana. We understand the Gain and the twist and the... When you look at the Shin, you got the sharp ones, the 3. That's this right here, Shin. When we look at the Shin, the sharp ones, and you look at Shama, the heavens, or the Shamaim. These constellations held in 30 degrees. 12 months, 300, so the measure of darkness at 144 degrees. When you see how the calculations of the... When you look at Ghana, understand this region of 0 degrees where the prime meridian is and being at 0 degrees in the door. So they got the fish, whether it's the dogon, you're looking at the priesthood, and you're looking at this wearing of... As the time of Gemini and Cancer had came into an end, and we head into the time of Leo, understand... So it's because of the location of Mexico and these locations that gave it advantage for observation. So yeah, so Ted is a Hebrew character, as you see here, to contain. The containment is 360. So when we look at holidays such as Christmas, understand the birth of the sun, the Pacific Ocean.